All right, number 1. So this is going to be out of 43. If you haven't written that at the top of your paper, do that now. Okay. Learning targets are off over here to the side. So if there's a specific thing that you're missing, you'll know exactly where you need to study tonight on it based on what the learning target is. So write a positive or negative number to represent the situation. Okay. So we're doing a $75 savings account withdrawal. What's the key word there? Withdrawal. Okay, now who can explain to me what a withdrawal is? What is a withdrawal? Yeah. Yeah, when you go to the ATM machine or your parents go to the ATM machine, you go to the ATM machine, you are going to withdraw money from your account. So you're taking money out. So that is going to be a negative 75, right? A negative 75. Okay?
Checker.
Okay, guys, give yourself a check or an X on learning target number 8 now. So if you get it correct, it's a check. If you get it wrong, it's an X. Okay, I'm not going to remind you every time to do it because I think you guys understand what it is here. Okay, next one, a gain of 52 points. Okay, your key word is gain. So if you're gaining 52 points, then obviously that is going to be a positive 52. And remember, this and this is the exact same thing, right, everybody? They're the exact same thing, but we don't put a plus on when we're writing positives. Okay. All right, number 3. Now, number 3, draw a horizontal number line to represent the set of odd numbers from -9 to 9. Now, you didn't have to draw; you just had to choose the correct one. I had a lot of people coming up to me going, "Mr. Garrison, they're all 4 the exact same." Well, no, they're not. Okay. Remember, I told you there's 2 ways to show a number line. Okay, the one way I showed you was, like for us, the way we would have done this. Here, let me draw it a little bigger. I'll show you. We would have done this. Oh boy. Hang on. Okay, we would have shown the set of odd numbers from -9 to 9. We would have started at -9, then we'd have gone -7, -5. Isn't that how we would have done it?
Yeah.
Now, what they did the exact same thing. They put all the numbers, but they put dots on the ones that we actually want represented. Okay? So if we were to finish out our number line, it would look like this. -3, I better make this a little smaller. -1, 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Isn't that what ours would look like if we drew it?
Yeah.
So now you just got to figure out, okay, well, what's the matter with A? So let's look at it. Okay, it should have -9, should have -7, should have -5, should have -3, should have -1. It's good so far, but then what?
0.
So that one would be eliminated because 0 is an even number. Okay, now we have these. Right away it's an X, right? Because it doesn't want the set of even numbers, it wants the set of odd numbers. Okay? So that one is eliminated right away. Now we'll go here. -9, good. -7, good. -5, good. -3, good. -1, 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Now, that looks like it's going to be the correct answer, but remember, my rule on multiple choice is not to find the correct answer, but to find the 3 wrong answers, right? Find the 3 wrong. So let's figure out why D is wrong. And why is D wrong? Because it says it doesn't have a dot on -9. Now, what if this would have said represent odd numbers between -9 and 9?
That would be good.
Then and this would have to be gone, right? But yeah, the answer is letter C. Okay? Okay. Which of the following is true? Now, I've seen most people, like the review sheet has 6 of these on them. I've seen a lot of people really doing well with this so far. So I don't think I need to really talk too much about it, but I just want to give you a strategy. And that strategy is to make a number line. Okay? So if I thought about -3 and 3, I know that if 0 is there, then -3 and 3 would be there. Okay? Obviously, 3 is going to be larger than -3, right? So is that true? Is -3 less than 3?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. But now, we always want to go through and find the 3 wrong answers. So we think A is it, but let's just keep going to make sure. Because how many times have you guys been taking a test and letter A is the most tricky one? It's wrong. It looks like it could be right, but it's the one that's wrong trying to trick you. Okay, here, can a negative ever be greater than a positive? Same here, right? And then same here. Can a positive be less than a negative? And if you need to put those on a number line, you could. Okay? Number 5. Now, one thing I had a problem with here is I saw a lot of people, I think we're a little bit confused on, well, I don't think we're confused, I just think you guys are forgetting. Whenever you see these bars, there's a question that's being asked. There's a question. Okay, that's a symbol, but it's asking a question, just like this. I told you this. You guys all know what that means, right? And why do you know, what question is that? That is, what is 3 added to 4? What is 3 plus 4? You know there's a question, a sentence that goes with that particular, that symbol, that plus sign, right? Riley. Okay, so you know that question that's being asked is 3 plus 4. What is 3 plus 4? Well, you guys need to understand that whenever you see those bars, that is asking what, you may want to write this, is the absolute value of, here, let me do it this way, of, and then we'll put a line because that's kind of what the question's asking. What is the absolute value of whatever number's inside? Whenever, I just said write this. Whenever you see those bars, you're going to ask that question. What is the absolute value of? Now, a reminder, absolute value is the distance that a number is from 0, and distance can never be negative. Can never be negative. So, up here, what we want to turn all these into new statements. That's what I'm going to do. So here, what is the absolute value of negative 51? 51, and that says less than. And then absolute value of 43? Okay. Then we do here, what is the absolute value of 25? 25, less than 93. Okay, what is the absolute value of 71? 71. What is the absolute value of negative 84? 84. What is the absolute value of negative 45? Greater than 63. So now, we've turned them in, now we've answered the question of what is the absolute value of. Okay, that's the question we've got to clear up. So now just go through. Is 51 less than 43? No. Is 25 less than 93? Yes. Yes, it is. Let's go through and again find the 3 wrong answers. Is 71 greater than 84? No. Is 45 greater than 63? No. Okay, so the correct answer would be letter B. Guys, if I'm writing it up here, you need to be writing it as well. Remember, this is now a study guide. Okay, so you need to be writing everything I'm writing. I'm giving you strategies. Whether or not you thought it was easy is irrelevant. Just please go through and write what I'm writing so that you know. Okay? All right. Now, number 6 is going to be worth 1 point. Okay? Now, first, it's either right or wrong. That's how we're doing it. So it's a vertical number line, and the table shows the temperature of a city taken on 3 different days. So this is the temperature. So, you know, I always like to start with the coldest day. What was the coldest day up there?
Day 2.
Day 2. So I'm going to put negative 6 there, and I'm going to put a 2 for day 2, and you could have written day 2. Okay. Should I probably put 0 on there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you always want to put 0. Now we're going to go ahead and put 14 degrees, and that's going to be day 1, and then we're going to put 23 degrees, and that's going to be day 3. So yours must look like that. It must look like that. If you don't have that, it's wrong. Okay? Okay, next one here. What is the change in temperature from day 2 to 3? So here's day 2, all the way up to day 3. Just ask yourself, if it's negative 6 degrees today, how far would that temperature have to rise just to get back to 0 degrees? 6 degrees, absolute value, right? How much farther would it have to go up just to get up to 23 degrees then?
23 degrees.
23. So, how much did it have to rise?
29.
29 degrees. Okay? Okay. This right here is 2 different questions. You should have a check for this or an X, or check an X for this. Okay? So, just because this says number 6, this should actually probably have a number 7 here. I just didn't worry about numbering it. Has everybody got it? It's worth 7 points. Or that whole page is.
On the front.
Yep. All right, let's go to the back. All right. Now, which day has the warmest, highest temperature? Okay, so we look here. Again, if you needed to draw a number line here just to help you, to be able to visualize it a little bit, you could. I know that -10 would be at the bottom, -6 would be here, and then -5 would be somewhere right there. So which day would be the warmest? Obviously, it would be right there, day 1, A. Okay, so notice how I'm using a number line to help me. You don't have to, but I'm just trying to give you the keys to success. Okay, number 8. The table shows the change in 4 companies' stock prices at the end of day's trading. Which company's stock lost the most? What do you guys think? Huh? First of all, how many of them lost?
2.
That one and that one. So which one lost the most then? King, yeah. Right, that's a pretty easy question. Okay.
I thought I got that one wrong.
All right, let's go up to, I'm going to go up here now. I went up to number 9, so just to kind of stay in order here. You guys all see that? Okay, so here now we're on another number line question here. Okay, so it wants us to graph the integer 4 and its opposite. So what's the opposite of 4? -4. So this one has 4, -4. This one has 0 and 2. That's wrong. This one has 0 and -4. This one has -1 and 4. So obviously the answer is A. Pretty basic there, I believe. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. Number 10. The table shows the temperatures of 4 cities. Which inequality is not true? So really, the table really isn't all that important. Now, again, if you wanted to draw a number line, you could. You know, if it's something, if you're seeing a lot of, if you're missing a lot of these, you could do it like this: -14, -4 would be up here somewhere, -3 would be there, 0 would be there. Okay, and maybe now you can kind of see, okay, -4 is greater than -14. That's true, right? Right? Sure, it's a warmer temperature. 0 is less than -4. Is that going to be true? That's going to be false. But remember, we're finding the 3 wrong answers. So is -3 going to be greater than -4? Yes, it is. And is -14 less than 0? True. So that's why we were able to eliminate A, C, and D to make the correct answer letter B. Okay? Now, again, you didn't have to do the number line. I'm just trying to give you guys strategies. That's all. Okay. Here. Now, notice, guys, this is, even though that says number 11, guys, this is worth 3 points. Each little individual question is its own question. Okay? So you're going to have 3 checks or 3 X's on Learning Target 12. Okay? So remember, whenever you see those bars, it's asking a question. What is the absolute value of whatever it's asking? What is the absolute value of -12? 12. What is the absolute value of 10? 10. And what is the absolute value of 0?
0.
Yeah, it's the distance to itself is 0, right? So those are worth 3 points right there. 3 points. Okay? All right. So, now we're going to go ahead and make our number line here. So we're just ordering them least to greatest. Could have done this a couple different ways. Okay, so I'm not going to be too picky here. Okay? One way that some students do it is they say, what's the smallest number up there and what's the biggest? Well, that's not the biggest. That's the smallest, that's the biggest, right? So some students have been doing this and actually numbering. So -9, -8, -7. You didn't have to do this. -6, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hang on. And then 6 and 7. And then, so basically, they figured out what the smallest and the biggest were. And then they actually went back and put dots on them. So I know I've got -9, so I'm going to put a dot right there. You could put the dot on it or above it, I don't care. -7, you got to have a dot there. We'll keep going here. What is the absolute value of -1? 1, so you put a dot there. Okay, 3 has a dot. -7 has a dot. +7 is going to have a dot. -9, 6, and then 0. You could do it like that. That is fine. The other way you could have done it, and I'm perfectly fine with, is if you just simply went like this. -9, -7, 0, 1, or well, you could write it as absolute value of -1 too. That's fine. 3 and 7. Okay, so I'm good. 6. I forgot 6 up here. You're right. So 6 should be right there somewhere. Just as long as you have them in order, just like that. Okay, a lot of people are mistaking that. They're putting -1 right there. But keep in mind, that right there is not -1. It is asking a question. It's no different than if I put this. What if I had another comma here and I put, okay, 2 plus 5? Would you guys put 2 and 5 on the number line?
No.
No, you'd put 7, right? Because you're answering the question. So whenever you see those bars, there's a question that's being asked. Okay? All right, let's go on to the next one.
Wait, what was that, number 12?
Yeah.
What?
Number 12, learning target.
Yes. Okay. Okay, place the following numbers. Now I'm just going to do this kind of with arrows. Okay, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but you have to at least be close. -12/5. Okay, now you could have done this a couple different ways. So number 1, all fractions are division problems, so you could have done 12 divided by 5 to see what decimal that would be. And I can tell you it's going to be -2.4. Okay? Or you could have converted it into a mixed number, which would have made it -2 and 2/5. Either way, it's pretty easy to see that that's going to go about right there. You guys all see that? Somewhere in there. It has to be somewhere between 2 and 3, and it has to be closer to 2. I'm sorry, -2. Everybody got that? Okay. -3/5. I know that's going to be somewhere between 0 and -1, but make sure yours is a little bit closer to -1. Riley. Go walk. Go. All right, next one would be 1.5, which is pretty easy. And then finally, this is wrong, but I want you guys to see this. Is this going to be correct here? No, because that's not -2. It's the absolute value of -2, which is going to be right there, right on 2. Okay? So however you did it, some of you might have put dots, some of you might have put a little line in there or something and saying this is that. That's fine. As long as you have those 4 rational numbers on your number line in the right spot. Everybody go with that? If going back to this one, number 12 here, if you didn't put 0, it's wrong. Okay? You had to have all those. You should have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers on your number line. And if you didn't have all 7, it's wrong because that was the whole point. You had to put those integers on there. So right there, there's 7 of them. If you don't have all 7, it's wrong. Okay, next one. Find the opposite of the integer. Well, that's -8, and I know that opposites, if you think about it this way, if I had an opposite, and I know that -8's there, I say the opposite of any number is going to be on the other side of 0, but the same distance from 0. Don't those two have the same distance from 0?
Yeah.
The same absolute value, so this is going to be +8. Okay, find the opposite of 12. Well, that's going to be -12. Okay, that page is out of 11, guys. 11. Go on to the next page now. Okay, number 16. Find the opposite of the following integer. We got 0. Kind of like absolute value. The opposite of 0 is? 0, yeah. I mean, it's kind of is what it is. I can't really explain to you. I mean, remember, it's a reflexive 0, so 0 is its own opposite. There is no such thing as positive or -0.
This is basically the same.
Okay, the reason this is learning target number 5 and the previous 2 were a different learning target is because if you read learning target number 5, it says, I can understand that 0 is its own opposite. Okay, so it's basically the same learning target, but it's the fact that we're talking about 0 that changes it. Okay, this one, the most missed question, I think, from what I saw looking through them. So please pay attention. This was very, very highly missed. This is worth 1 point. It either looks like mine or it doesn't. Okay, first of all, you have to draw a vertical number line. So if you had a horizontal, it's already wrong. Okay, that's the first part to this. Now, we've got to read this really closely here. It wants to know the opposites of the whole numbers from 10 to 15. So I'm going to show you this way. Let's imagine that I just went ahead and took out the word opposites. Okay, they're out. They're gone. The word opposites is out of there. So I just want to represent the whole numbers from 10 to 15. What am I going to start at here? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Does everybody understand where I'm coming from on that?
Yeah.
If it didn't say opposites, that would be the correct answer.
But
Well, guess what? Since it does say opposites, it doesn't really make it any harder. Now just think about it. If I got 10 there, what's the opposite of 10? Negative 10, which is going to be at the top. Then negative 11, negative 12, negative 13, negative 14, and negative 15. Okay, so yours must look exactly like that. If it doesn't, it is incorrect. Okay, so guys, listen to me. When you get this, because there's going to be one like this on the summative, as you guys know, every question on here is basically going to be the same on the summative. Okay? Understand what it's asking for. It wants the opposites of these from 10 to 15. So if from 10 to 15 was that, the opposites would be negative 10 to negative 15. But make sure you flip it over because, remember, everything's opposite when we're talking about going negative. Because it's getting smaller as it's going down. Does everybody understand that? If you had 0, it's wrong. Okay? All right. Number 18. Obviously, this is going to be each worth 1 here. Okay, so you could get this one correct and this one wrong. Okay? What is... Oops. What was that? Okay. What is the definition of absolute value? Yep.
Absolute value is the amount of spaces away from 0 the numbers.
Yep, that works. How about real basic here? The distance a number is from 0. Okay, good. And probably I would really like it if you said something about the fact that distance can never be negative.
I did.
But you didn't have to. Good job. Okay, so it's just the distance that a number is all the way back to 0. Or how many spaces away, or how many numbers away, how many units away, whatever. Okay? Now, opposites is kind of a difficult one to define. Okay? It's a difficult one. So, I really don't I don't even really care about the definition, to be honest, because I think it's more important to know what it is. But basically, it is if you think about a number, it's going to be the same number on the other side of 0. Okay, so we're going to say opposite would be the same number on opposite side of 0. But I'm going to be really cool here for a minute. If you have an example written, I'm going to accept it.
Yes.
Okay, it doesn't equal, but negative 8 and 8. Those are an example of opposites. Yes.
I don't know if mine's wrong or not.
Read it.
Okay. I said the opposite of a number is any number on the other side of the number line.
Accept it. Fine.
Yay.
Yes.
The opposite of a number is the same number but positive or negative.
Perfect. Yes.
I said something like similar to that.
Good. Perfect.
I said some reflection.
Perfect. That's actually a good one. I like that. Everybody write that.
What?
It's the reflection across 0. That's a perfect definition. That is awesome. Reflection across 0. That is beautiful. That's actually probably the best definition I've ever heard. Yes. Read it. Read it to me.
The negative form of a positive number and the positive form of a negative.
Perfect. Yes. Yeah.
opposites are the other positives are uniform.
Perfect. Yes.
The positive and negative.
Yep.
Mine's are like opposites and the same number on the opposite.
Yes. Good. Yep.
The number that has the same absolute value.
Yep. That really. Say that again because that's another great one. That's the best way to define it too. Yeah.
Number that has the same absolute value on the other side of 0.
Yeah, that's probably a great definition. It's the same number, or the number that has the same absolute value on the other side of 0. That's really the best definition. Yep.
Opposites are numbers that are exactly opposite of what they're supposed to be.
Did you do an example? No, not on that one. Yeah.
I put a definition, but I also put an example.
Example. Fine. It's fine. Okay. So, hey, everybody write that though. These are two beautiful answers right here. Reflection across 0, and the one that Lucas just said, which is really good. Say it again for me. The number, everybody write this, that has the same absolute value on the other side of 0. That is perfect. Either one of those. I would say that's what, because you know it's going to be on the test, so you may as well get it down so you can learn it. Okay, I just told you it was on the test, so nobody should be missing it. Okay? Everybody got that good? Okay, but I'll accept a lot of answers on that, yeah. We'll see you in a minute. Okay, we ready? All right, guys, now, number 19 here. Now, pay close attention. Again, this is going to be worth 3 points. All right, so each one of these is its own question. Okay? Find the opposite of every number is the same number, or is the original number. Regardless. Yeah, itself. Fine. Yes.
Would it be the same number to begin with?
Yes, that's fine. Guys, the point is if I said -5, if I said find the opposite of the opposite, it's -5. Okay? So anytime you hear the opposite of the opposite, you're just going to stay exactly the same. Yes?
Is each of those worth 1 point? Like,
Yes, each one is worth 1 point. Okay, the x and y axis intersects at a point 0, 0. This is known as the origin. Okay? Ordered pairs can also be called? Yep.
Coordinates?
Coordinates. What?
I thought I got that one wrong.
I spelled origin wrong.
That's fine if it's close. If I can but write it the right way.
I
Okay. Did everybody hear that, guys? Most of the time, listen. Most of the time, guys, I think I called them coordinates. Okay? But they also are an ordered pair. So anytime you have like 2, 5, an xy coordinate, that is also known as an ordered pair. Did everybody hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's go up. Over here. Okay, what? Yeah. What is the meaning of 0 when dealing with elevation? Yes. Sea level, absolutely. That's right off the
I
wall.
said ground or
I'll accept ground level too. Either one. Beautiful. Sea level, ground level. Okay, that's where 0 is. All right. Now, a kite is 150 feet in the air. A kite is 150 feet in the air. A bald eagle is 70 feet in the air.
What learning?
Or is 8. Which one?
No, 21.
8.
Oh.
Okay, shh. So, on this one, I went ahead and gave you the picture. Okay, because I didn't want... The problem is if you have to do your own picture, you could miss all these if you mess up one thing up there. So, we wanted to give you one. Okay? So, a kite is 150 feet in the air. There it is. The bald eagle is 70 feet below where the kite is. So, that's where we do 150 minus 70. That's why it's at 80 feet above sea level. A scuba diver is 60 feet below sea level. So that's why it's -60 on the number line. And then an octopus is 125 feet below that. So you do 60 plus 125 to figure out how deep it was. Okay, that's where 185 came from. All right?
What learning
So
target?
there was nothing to do on that one. It's down here. Okay, what is the distance between the bald eagle and the scuba diver? Well, I always like to use the example. The eagle's flying along. All of a sudden it wants to go down there and take a bite out of the diver. Okay, so how far does that eagle have to travel just to get to the water? 80. How far does it need to go then to get to the diver?
60.
So what's 80 plus 60?
140.
140 feet. 140 feet. Okay? Next one, the octopus and the scuba diver. Well, this one was kind of already given for you, right? Wasn't it? It was actually already given. But regardless, in order to figure out the distance there, you're going to do 185 minus 60, and you're going to get 125. Right? And finally, the kite and the octopus. Okay, how far would that octopus have to travel to get back up to the water?
335.
185. How far would it have to travel to get up to the kite? 150. So it's going to be 335. Okay, this page is out of, what is that? 11. This page is out of 11 points. Yes?
Wait, is there a back? Dang it, there's
That's,
Did you not do that?
that's
No, I
fine.
did that.
Okay. All right. Last page here.
I think I failed her. Me too.
I got one
Guys,
wrong.
hey. Shh. Okay, in the situation presented in 21, which is closer to sea level, the diver or the eagle. Now, to bring this back up, This was 0. I think the diver was at negative 60. The eagle was at 80. So which one's closer? Obviously the diver. Now, it wants to know by how many feet. Well, if the eagle is 80 feet and the diver is 60, that means they are 20 feet closer. 20 feet closer. That's worth 2 points there. 2 points.
Both of them or just that one question?
What?
Both of them or just one question?
2. What?
Wait, so both of them are...
Okay, well, I'll figure it out at the end.
Okay.
Okay, now we're putting them in order, and it's going to be the diver, the eagle. This is worth 1 point, by the way. The kite, and the octopus. Okay? Diver, eagle, kite, and octopus. It's either right or wrong. It's either right or wrong on that one. Okay? All right. Number 23. Right here. This part right here is going to be worth 1 point. 1 point right here. Okay? Labeling the quadrant. So if you didn't do it, it's wrong. You don't get the point. This is quadrant number 1 right here. This is quadrant number 2 right there. This is quadrant number 3 right there. And this is quadrant number 4. Yes, it's fine if you just wrote the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. But you have to have them in the right spots.
What learning target was number 23?
Guys,
Sorry.
you understand everybody gets that that's worth 3 points right there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now we're going to plot the points. Now you got to be real careful. Make sure you're checking with me as I'm putting these on here. So, letter A, you would start here at the origin. We're going to go over 3. We're going to go down to negative 2. That is point A. Make sure you are in that spot. Okay. B, negative 5 up to 5. Right there. Okay. C, 0, 3. Right there on the y-axis. D, negative 1, negative 4. And E would be right there at 2, 0. Okay. That is worth, listen, 5 points right there. So the whole thing is worth 6. So you get 1 point for labeling the quadrants, and the other 5 points are the 5 coordinates, or the 5 ordered pairs. I would write what you got out of, well actually if you want, just right here, write what you got out of 6. Because the quadrants and then the 5 points is 6 points. So that you can tell. Yeah?
I did the coordinate thingy right, but I forgot to...
So it's -1. Wait, no, you didn't label them A, B, C, D?
That's fine.
Are they in the right spots? Okay. Accept it.
But then how do you know which one?
Because obviously. All right, 24.
You're a math teacher.
Yep. Answer the following questions about the coordinate plane. What are the coordinates of point A? So we go down here. Point A would be over 2, up 3. So it's going to be 2, 3. Okay. Point A is reflected over the x-axis. What are its new coordinates? So this is the x right there. We're reflecting here. So it's 3 away, so it's going to remain 3 away. So that's going to be 2, negative 3. Okay? Everybody good with that? B is going to be reflected over the y-axis. So I'll do it in a different color. It's going to be reflected over this. How far away is it from the y? 5. It's going to remain 5. Wait.
-5, -5.
Wait, is this 5?
Yeah.
I don't like how this is written. Okay, and there we go. That's going to be -5, -5.
What?
Is that nice?
Yes.
-5,
-3.
Sorry, -3. My bad, sorry. Sorry.
Whoa.
Okay, my bad. Okay, if point C is reflected over the what axis, it will have coordinates -1, 5. So -1, 5 would be, wait, yeah, -1, 5 would be right there. So obviously this right here would be the reflection. So it'd have to be the x-axis, right?
What was that learning target?
Yeah. 15. First one was 14.
Yeah.
And all of them.
You get it, Evan. Okay.
Okay, down here we go.
Oh my gosh.
So we got to draw. This is 1 point, right or wrong.
No, I mean the...
Every line, every answer is
I
1.
choose a seatbelt.
Okay, this is going to be 130 for the kite. Okay, a bald eagle is 50 feet below that, so that would mean it's going to be 80. for your eagle. Got to put 0 on there. The scuba diver is 40 feet below sea level, so that's negative 40. And an octopus is 110 below that, so that's going to be negative 150. And that's the octopus and the diver. Okay? It's out of 43.